Well, what a very, very interesting SBC we have got today, guys. It is actually, I think, flashback Robbie Keane. Lower rated than his standard hero, but actually a better card. Are you tired of having a terrible team on FC25? Well, today I have a solution for you. Welcome to lootbar.gg, the cheapest place to get your coins. Not only are they 8 to 10% cheaper than other competitors, they're also a lot cheaper than FC points. And on top of that, they also give you 5% extra coins with every order. Also, plenty of creators are using Loot Bar. Loot Bar's reviews are also excellent. They also offer a really fast delivery service, getting you your coins within 30 minutes. And make sure when you are buying your coins that you use Viper at checkout to get an 8% discount. Make sure to go to the pinned comment or the description of this video to get your coins from Loot Bar. Well guys, Robbie Keane downgraded from an 86 on his standard hero to an 85 on this day hero card. So down by 1. He's lost Chip Shot Plus and he's gained Power Shot Plus, which is a very, very decent change because Chip Shot Plus is terrible and arguably, in my opinion at the very least, Power Shot Plus is one of, if not the best playstyle on the game right now. He's 5'9", explosive accelerate type 4-star in terms of roles. He can play advanced forward plus plus, which is the best for a striker, poacher plus and false 9 plus with target forward with no pluses on it. In terms of his playstyles, he's got finesse, chip, and then power shot plus. He's got first touch and technical. That's very good. And he's also got, wow, Trivella. Yeah, when someone has Trivella, it is usually curtains, you know, and being able to play him on that right-hand side and do the power shots or the Trivellas is a really, really unique property. And for me, when you compare him to Sydney Govou in terms of base card stats, bar passing, I actually think they're relatively similar. And Govou is one of my favourite cards on the game. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know so far. As we go to in-games, his shooting's a little bit stinky, if I'm being honest. 84 shooting on the base card. Not the best finishing, not good long shots, not good shot power. Very, very good pace of 91 and 89 for acceleration and sprint speed. But 85 attack positioning and finishing is far too low. His passing is also terrible. 76 vision is not bad, I guess, for a striker. Nor is the short pass, but you kind of want a little bit higher than that. And he's also got 77 curves, so no finesse shots out of this card really at all. Then we talk about the dribbling, and this is where this card actually looks awesome. 88 agility and balance. 94 reactions, 91 ball control, 89 dribbling, and 89 composure. That's a very, very good dribbling stats, and so much so that I think it's made it really, really easy to pick a chem style for this card. A hunter, I think, makes the most sense. Boost that pace by 8, so he's actually getting 98 base pace now. Gets 89 tap positioning, 93 finishing, 88 shot power, big boost to volleys and penalties that we don't really care about. And then in terms of the way we're going to be playing with him, of course, guys, I think he has to be played on advanced forward plus plus. So I do think it's the best role for an attacker, certainly a striker on the game. But with that being said, let's see if he's worth it by getting into a few games. Here is game number 1 coming up with On This Day hero Robbie Keane, and let's see what he can do. Alright then guys, here we go with Robbie Keane. Now, I'm not really expecting great passing from the card. I mean, let's just not remain that, but it is what it is. Here he is, first touch of the ball. R1 dribbling feels okay. Yeah, it's good R1 dribbling actually. Wait, why has he stopped his run there? I didn't ask him to come close. EA, man, fix this game. If I asked him to come close, that's absolutely fair enough. Here he is. Oh, that's a good sprint boost. Good sprint boost, apparently. Oh, wow. Wow, that was a great start from him. I don't know why I said sprint boost. I don't know what he's boasting about his sprint boost for, but there you go. Here's Robbie again. Now, don't expect much from his passing, ultimately, is what I'll say straight away. His passing's felt really poo. Even in the first 6 minutes, I don't trust it. Not that you really should with strikers anyway. But I'm telling you guys that the passing just isn't really very killer with this card. Not that you expect it, as I say, because he's a striker. But it's one of them things that is quite valuable to have on a striker if you can get it. And you're not going to get it with this card. Come on then, Robbie. Good R1 dribbling. And just hit that. Is that going in? Oh, good save, good save. I must admit, guys, so far, I think this card's a little bit overpriced. Really good from Keane and Govou there. Robbie Keane's in again here. Should be scoring that. Oh, that's poor. That's poor. He couldn't get away from Basher, I think, there. Come on, Robbie. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a goal. every day of the week. Very, very good power shot there. I must admit though, guys, I'm not entirely sold on the card yet. Just because he just feels like a pace merchant. And of course, having that power shot plus kind of does give you a crazy good card, right? I understand that. But I just don't know if it's good enough to really justify the price of him. You know, he doesn't have any pace playstyles, which is a wound for a card like this that has got 90 pace, in my opinion. As you could have seen as well, when we kind of like broke away, he didn't really have the pace against, I want to say, Basher, which is a little bit stinky, if I'm being honest. I feel like he should just be able to break away with 90 pace or 98 pace that he's got on the Hunter. But he wasn't able to, and that's annoyed me a little bit. Or not annoyed me, just a little bit disappointing, I suppose. I do think this card does have some crazy things going on, though. Like, look at that sprint boost there. Is that going in? His Travellas have felt really naughty, I've got to say. I also think as well, an 85 rated card in November almost. Well, it's on Halloween today, right? It just feels like this card will go outdated super quickly. And yeah, he is fun to play with. And yeah, he is good. As you can see from that power shot there. Wow. I'm surprised that didn't go in. But yeah, generally speaking, it feels like a card like this will go out of date or expire really, really quickly. That's a great finish from him, though, I have to say. I think, guys, as well, what you're really paying for on this card is the Advanced Void Plus Plus, if I'm being honest. That's what makes the card. I have played with a lot of better players, though, with Power Shot Plus. It might seem like I'm being a bit negative here, but these are my thoughts, man. These are my thoughts! Oh! So just to give you my rundown, guys, of kind of my thoughts on this card are he feels quick. He's got very good shooting. His passing is terrible. His dribbling feels really nice. His power shots, for the most part, are good. And he has a very, 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 very quick expiry date. I would give him 2 weeks before this card's forgotten about, which is kind of mad, but that's the way this game goes. This is what I like about him, though. His power shots there. Although what I will say is the power shots I've done with this card, they don't seem to be as good as other cards I've used, i.e., well, the main one that I score a lot of my power shots with is Sydney Govou. And Govou's power shots feel a lot better than this Robbie Keane's, and I don't know why. Well, I mean, that's a really, really good goal. But yeah, Govou's power shots are a lot better than this Robbie Keane's. It's probably worth mentioning as well, guys, I don't think this card is bad. I just feel like when there's a card like Rafinha there, and he has a very, very quick expiry date as well, I have to say. But you could probably get a bit more from Rafinha over time than what you get out of this Robbie Keane, in my opinion. And of course, you know, Rafinha is something more to work towards. What is this brother doing? What are you doing, mate? What was the point in all that? He's very good on the counter-attack as well, guys. So if you play a counter-attacking play style, I feel like this Robbie Keane fits that really nicely. But maybe I was wrong about his shooting, man. His shooting's been stinky. Okay, guys, so after 2 games with Robbie Keane's On This Day Hero, I am kind of neutral about this card. As I said at the start, I love Power Shot Plus on this game. I think it's super, super overpowered. And his power shots are okay. Generally speaking, though, his shooting isn't good enough, even for this stage of the game, which is really, really sad. I mean, I know this is going to get hate for me saying this, but I don't want to bring you a review where I just gas up a card for no reason. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's a lot to kind of submit at this stage of the game for a card. And his shooting is, whilst it should be the second or the third best thing about him, it's really not very good, guys. His shooting's really not very good. His finesse shots stink. His shooting is good. His Travellas are good. His power shots are good. His general finishing, like, you know, 12 yards out or whatever, isn't very good. So you've got good power shots and good Travellas, and that's it for his shooting. His pace is good, but he's let down here because he doesn't have quick step or rapid. He does still have a good sprint boost, only if you fizz the ball into him because of the first touch. But overall, his pace is a bit of a letdown due to him not having rapid or quick step, because he really does struggle to like break through lines because he doesn't have the ability to kind of have the rapid or the quick step kind of push through the defense, which is a little bit annoying with the card as well. Quite negative so far, isn't it? It's quite a negative review so far, but you know, outside of that, his pace is quite good, and he does feel quite responsive, which is the next thing we'll talk about. I think that goes into the pace and the dribbling. And yeah, his dribbling is unbelievable. His technical dribbling is brilliant. The first touch, also amazing. His reactions being that high is also amazing. And his composure at 89 is big for this card. Passing wise, he is absolutely useless. And once again, very disappointing in terms of passing. And I just think this card's a little bit outdated, man, already. I just think this card's outdated. I mean, it's a big SBC as well. It's a big SBC. And, you know, Advanced World Plus Plus is the way you have to play with this card. But don't expect anything from his passing. I would much rather Griezmann here. I'd much rather Alex Morgan if we compare Morgan to Keane. Keane's got 5 more pace points and 1 more dribbling. Govu, who is one of my favourite strikers on the game, has got 1 less pace. Wow, 5 more shooting, 8 more passing, 2 less dribbling and 2 less physical. It is kind of night and day between these two guys. It's absolutely night and day for me. I love Govu, but this Keane just feels like a card that should have came out with that David Alaba, you know, in the early access. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a weird SBC. It's a weird price. And what I will say is, if you're considering this and waiting on this video, go and work on Rafinha instead. Rafinha is a 10 times better player than this Robbie Keane. But I don't think this card is bad. And as I say, the Power Shot Plus is really, really valuable. But I just think it's overpriced, guys. I just think the card's overpriced.